just talking with Scott Spezzano about all the great musical choices happening here in our community this weekend. Here's one of them, a Beach Boy and Rochester Music Hall of Famer coming back to the area tonight.
Al Jardine is going to be at Del Lago, joining another Beach Boy, Brian Wilson. And the last time Jardine was in the area, he was inducted into the Rochester Music Hall of Fame. He spent a good portion of his childhood in the Rochester area before moving out west and becoming world famous.
That is a part of what he talked about on the phone with Doug.
First of all, I got to ask you, it hasn't been that long since you've been to our area because you are now a member of the Rochester Music Hall of Fame class of 2019. Do you make people call you Rochester Music Hall of Famer whenever they greet you?
Very funny. You know, I'm very honored. It was a great honor, and I enjoyed. I have Matt Jardine with me, by the way. My son, who's also in the Brian Wilson entourage.
Yeah.
And he wants to say hello to everybody.
Hi, Matt.
And to you. He says hi, Matt.
Here you are after all these years, founding member of this iconic band. Do you ever wake up and still be somewhat, I guess the word would be amazed, or at least, you know, in awe that you are a Beach Boy?
It is pretty amazing. Unfortunately, we just lost one of our members, Nikki Wonder, passed away yesterday, and we're in a state of shock right now.
Didn't know that.
But yeah, he was our. He was our wrecking crew guy. You know, he was one of the great players in Brian's band for the last 20 years, and it did make me appreciate very much how far we've come, and how lucky I am.
We don't often mention Brian Wilson's name without the word genius coming in there, and I think a lot of people would have different reasons for saying why he is. What do you think makes him worthy of that title of musical genius?
Because he's created a genre unlike anything else, and you know, we all play the same 8 or 9 notes. You know, everybody, it's available to you and to me. You sit down to a piano or a guitar, and there's a certain range of notes, but Brian has the special genius of knowing how to use them. Not only is he a great melody writer, it's just enough. That would be enough.
Yeah.
If you come up with a nice melody, you know, because that's really what Irving Berlin and Cole Porter and those guys did. But Brian takes it a step further and surrounds them with chords that people don't normally associate with a particular melody or arrangement. And then he happens to be a pretty good producer. And then he was a pretty darn good singer, and pretty soon you're looking at the whole package.
My now 32-year-old daughter, her first concert at the age of 4 was a Beach Boys concert, and I'm thinking that, and now she's a mother of 2, and I'm thinking that that's something you must see as you go out and you see the faces in the crowd. They're not all my age or your age. They're the kids and grandkids of the original Beach Boys fans, aren't they?
They really are, aren't they? Yeah, this progeny. I guess the songs are kind of like progeny, aren't they? And they accompany us through our generations. You know, they're just timeless.
Wow, that's something to think about. I think about with other bands and, you know, how they're legends in their own right and what they've done for our culture, and have that passed on beyond, you know, generation to generation. So that's cool. So maybe, you know, a grandfather or grandmother can share that moment with, you know, their grandchild, and that's pretty neat.
It's still, I know we went through all of this when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Just Beach Boys, you think of just California.
Right,
and the fact that he spent so much of his childhood here still just blows me away.
I know. There's always a Rochester connection, of course.
I wish they all could be Rochester girls. Why didn't they call the song, you know, name the song that?
I know. Come on, Al.
Maybe you can do a remix. I'll suggest
And
it.
he can incorporate Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats.
Yes. That'd be quite a mashup.
Still talking about that, too.
Go to our website if you're not clear what we're talking about right now. Some big news out of Macedon.
All right, Mark.